So guys, this is a small hobby project I have been working on, and I just wanted to show you how I have started out with it. It might help. Basically, it is a simple train simulator as of now. I thought of expanding it, but I will be recording the progress of this simulator as we go on. And just for your information, the art and code of this simulator is fully generated using AI. I have been using Gemini, especially Banana Pro, for generating all the sprites of the train and the environment as well. You can see here in this chat how I have generated the different angles for the train sprite. So far, we have done this for only one train engine. Anyway, let's go up here. I'll just show you the tile sprites as well. It takes some trial and error to generate these sprites using AI, especially different variations of the same sprite. But overall, I think the results are pretty decent. So far, I have generated a few sprites for the shoreline, and one sprite for the grass and desert each. You can pause the video to see the prompts which I have used. Gemini usually generates very big images, so we have to resize them and remove the background as well. Now for each train, I generated about 28 sprites to cover the different directions. 4 sprites were generated for the standard directions, and the remaining 24 sprites were generated for animations when the train goes around corner tracks. When these variants were generated, you can see a bit of color change here and there, but it is for a split-second animation, so I think it's fine. Now for generating these variants, I used a small trick. Basically, the original train sprite was fed into a text to 3D model called Meshy, and here we are able to rotate the 3D model in the viewport. So I took screenshots of different angles in the viewport, then converted it to pixel sprites in Gemini and removed the background to make it usable. It was a bit of grunt work, but it is definitely a big time saver compared to making all the sprites manually by hand. So like I said, almost everything here is made using the assistance of AI, including the code. Most of the code was generated via Gemini chats initially, but later I started using anti-gravity to debug the code, as it became a bit tedious to copy and paste. There are only 2 main scripts as of now, one script for moving the train and another script for moving the camera. Most of it is staple movement code, but for the animations, since I wanted to avoid dragging too many sprites to the inspector manually, I chose to call them from the resource directory dynamically via paths instead of exposing them in the inspector. I'll be slowly scrolling through the code files now. You can take a look if you find it helpful. Now in the Godot editor, I have a rather simple setup with 2-tile map, layers, one for the ground and another for the tracks. I know it is a very rudimentary setup since I haven't made a separate tile map layer for the water, but since it is a very small project, now I am just experimenting. On the right side you can see I will just expose some dictionaries. These are for fixing the offsets and scales in the animation sprites, since some of them came with different canvas sizes. Anyway, let's take a look at the train, running through one more time. Yeah, I know it is more of a showcase than a proper tutorial, but I hope you learned something from it. Thank you for watching.